Hello everybody, MuseScript here, and I know I've been doing a lot of updates. I know I've been doing a lot of uploads, like one video a day. I don't know, I've just been doing a lot of uploads. There's really no other explanation for that. So, anyway, it's Saturday. You know what that means? It means it's time for me to put out another commentary to THS, and we have episode 9, Destruction. Now this was, a huge one in plot, a huge one in time, and just a huge one in all emotions combined. And well, Peacock watched it and she was in tears by the end of the episode. I think I snuck a few onions under other people's desks with this. So anyway, I'm gonna be talking over this episode, so if you haven't watched it, go see it. It is amazing, but that's just me. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to start talking about the episode in 3, 2, 1, and play.
Before I begin the episode, I just want to remind
And then,
everyone
of course, we have the disclaimer thing.
Drama is not
That's
canon
always very
to the
important.
original
Disclaimers
show.
about
So
continuity errors and parallel universes are
just
always
accept it as
very
being
important.
in a parallel universe. Anyway, that's all I want to say. Stick around and enjoy the episode.
So this previously on the Heart Shell is different from the others that I have done. I guess you'll find out in a second. So far it just is, well, there was a lot of information to kind of cram into like a minute, and because episode 8 was the longest episode I had so far, I was just trying to figure out what information I should put in the previously, because there was a lot, and it filled up most of the space, and I was pretty impressed about that.
It was something that I couldn't get over. Your grandmother didn't die when you were 5.
So yeah, that worked. That worked by a long shot.
Time when you didn't have a cutie mark yet.
And as Peacock would say if she was in this room right now, she would say that Tenebrae is a babe. We kind of made that joke from the last episode. And then we have the cliffhanger from the last episode. And then this is where it's different. This bit here. We've got the heartbeat, and we've got just a really creepy atmosphere, and then we just have the title. So yeah, this is the first episode where it doesn't have the opening played, and I guess the reason for that is because I guess I was inspired by a couple of other audio dramas like Princess Trixie Sparkle, and also most recently Remembrance did that to me. If you saw my reaction to the most recent episode of Remembrance from 2 months ago, you would have noticed that I got completely freaked out when she did that. So I guess I was inspired by that. And then we just have this little moment where the main, the main 5 now have changed the colors of their cutie marks yet again. I'm not really saying why that is. I guess you'll find out later on. So this is, I guess, supposed to be a funny moment. As I said, even in a very depressing sort of episode, I still try to sneak in very funny moments. Now this OST is just called The Worst Possible Thing, and it's a violin version of Rarity's theme, and if you can see in the background, there's just a tiny violin playing in the background. And also, I loved how I did that line as Rarity. Just being overdramatic in Rarity's voice is always lots of fun. And then loading cutie mark. That was very funny. So I guess the story behind that is because Pinkie just names the balloons on her cutie mark, so the yellow one is named Richard. I don't know what the other 2 are called. Didn't really think about that.
Actually, no.
And then it's just showing in the background what Twilight's look like.
I don't think so. But this next stage furthers my theory.
And then Flutter
When Rainbow Dash
Rose.
took you off Demon Force and turned them into gems, she couldn't figure out how to activate them. Maybe
There's
your
that
cutie
plot
marks give me some
convenience.
kind of clue, but I'm still not sure what.
And you won't find out till later, and then Pinkie Pie defying the laws of gravity.
It's like that girl keeps disappearing over and over again.
And then we have this bit from the preview with the CMC and Fluttershy.
Oh, I must have dozed off after I took a walk last night.
We're just happy that you didn't freeze, so we made this blanket for you to keep warm.
I'm still waiting for lines from
Thanks, girls.
my Sweetie Belle
I
and
guess it
Scootaloo
was silly of me
VAs.
to fall asleep in
So
the snow
I got
like
a bit
this.
behind with editing audio for episode 10, so I ended up editing the
Girls,
second half of it.
What's this?
That took me a while, but
it's,
hopefully
A Rainbow Dash mission
I'll
sign.
get their lines
Do
soon.
your sisters know you're doing this? Of course, we had to make sure she was missing before we printed him off.
But I checked to see if Rainbow Dash was
Yeah,
home.
well, I
But she
can
left her
understand
door
the
wide open.
CMC were
If she
doing
was
this
going
for
on
a good
vacation, she
cause, but
probably
yeah,
would've
seriously,
left
they
the
should have
door
asked their
locked.
sisters first.
You girls need to come with me, now.
And I love being assertive. It was Fluttershy. It's so much
This
fun.
doesn't make any sense. Yesterday, our cutie marks were black, and now they're all different colors. What could this mean?
I'm afraid I'm not sure.
We have all of
said
the
before,
Flutterose
it might be
dialogue.
included
I
the
bet
gem's
she was pretty
activation.
happy with
Maybe
that.
we don't have the gems here, so we need to investigate further.
Very, very happy
Neither
with
do
that.
we have tank to cure him, and we only have about 1 day left.
What? It's true.
So,
We
yeah,
only
she's
have
supposed to
24
be
hours
looking
left.
at a
What are we
calendar.
gonna
So you
do?
can see at
Now
the
calm
top
down.
right-hand corner it
24
says
hours
today
is
is the
still a long
28th of
time.
December.
We still might be able to cure Tank.
Well, no, we can't. He's still missing. Don't tell me that. Fluttershy went to look for him? Girls, I have some terrible news. Phew, thank goodness.
Yeah, there was
What is
there
it?
was that bit because they
I
were
saw
all
that the
worried that
CMC were
yeah.
busy printing these out. And when I thought things couldn't get any worse,
Apple Bloom, why are you doing this?
it seemed like the sensible thing to do. Wait, do you know
Oh
what she's
god,
missing?
just
If
the
so,
way I drew
do you know where she
Scootaloo
is?
is just kind of
Well,
strange.
Yeah, see, Sugar Cube.
You don't have to sugarcoat anything.
I'm like
We all
having
have
an
cutie
argument
marks
with
now,
myself,
and
and
we
that
want the
seems to
truth.
be the majority of this audio drama
Okay,
because most of the
well,
voices are done by me.
Remember when Rainbow Dash had a pet tortoise, and he had to go and hibernate? So then, there was this
And
wife that
then
could
there
light
are
our
people
deed
in my
wishes
house,
she
but
had been
that's
looking for, to spend time with Tank.
that's
But it made him very
obvious
ill.
because I'm not
He
the
went
only
to
one living
search
here.
for the cure.
Which was that icky plant that grabbed hold of you, Sweetie Belle?
Oh, that's why you were so excited about the plant.
And Spike and I had to find a beautiful rainbow stone.
There was
Of course,
another side
Rarity
to
would
it,
say
though.
that.
The pony who sent
I
Rainbow
still
our
love the
watch
lines that
was
I
a
give
creature
Rowdy
called
in terms
Demon
of
Foe.
the
So
stone.
right now, she's out there trying to defeat it. Okay, y'all. Now you know who she is.
Originally,
Why
I
didn't you
guess
tell
when I
us
had
this
the original
before?
script for
I didn't
THS,
want any
she
pony to worry
told
about it.
Apple Bloom
But now
about
that you
this, I
girls
think,
have
back in
published this
episode
missing
6.
posters, it's
But
gonna
I kind of
cause all
changed things
kinds of
around to
commotion.
make it, you
But
know,
if you
make
didn't
more
know
sense,
she was
etc.
gonna
So
beg,
then
this
she
isn't the
tells
kind
the
of thing
CMC
should
about
be
this in
swept
episode
under
9
the rug,
instead.
sis. Well, with that commotion aside,
We don't have that much time
And then we
left.
have that line
long
that I
until every
did
pony
in
knows
May
Rainbow's missing?
for
I
the
don't
Arc
know.
2 trailer.
Actually, quite fast.
And then, oh god, this bit. This was a lot of fun to do.
this is bad.
Look!
We've
they're
got
Rainbow's friends!
Flutterose's OC and my
Princess must know
OC
something.
and Peacock's OC.
Is this true?
And so
Do you
there
know
are 8
something about Rainbow
OCs
Dash's
there.
sudden disappearance?
And they were
Oh, wait,
from
tell
left to
them.
right.
They'll probably get mad at me
Snowflake,
if I tell them for letting Rainbow
Flutterose,
Dash out on her
Peacock,
own. Or worse,
JJ
Princess
Pony, or
Celestia
her
is
other
in it
name is
too.
7
I have to tell them.
fan 714.
You
Then
can't.
I'll never
Thundershine,
believe you, darling.
Dolphin Wave
They have
X,
to. It's
me,
the truth.
and Cupcake 1001.
Well, citizens of Ponyville, we know where Rainbow Dash is. She is...
And then we have the return of Blue Streak, who managed to escape the caves. Peacock was joking that this pic said, Blue Dash is dead. Say hello to Blue Pie. It was just one picture, Peacock.
Actually,
Give it a
I'm-
rest.
Of course not. I'm a friend of Rainbow Dash. My
So,
name
Blue
is
Streak doesn't really have a big part in this episode,
Sorry
as
about
much
that.
as the last one.
Oh, Tank, you look even worse than when we left you.
But oh
I
well,
guess
that's
now
just
that
how
he's
the
back in
episode
Ponyville,
rolls.
We can cure him, right? I'm not sure about that, actually. Not if Rainbow still hasn't returned. Her demon foal could do something else to prevent Tank from being cured. It's
Yep,
best if
that's
we
pretty
wait
much
till
what
our
happened in
demon foal is
episode 6
defeated.
when
That
Tenebrae
alpha
kidnapped
must be
Tank.
Sparkle, Sparkle, the Pegasus must be Fluttershy, the unicorn is Verity, and the other Earth pony is Applejack.
Oh, yeah. Why did you two arrive in Ponyville but Rainbow Dash didn't?
And then I guess this is
Well,
a
very
little
It's
flashback
not good.
thing.
It's terrible.
because now that Blue Streak has
Rainbow
arrived
Dash's
in
demon foal
Ponyville,
isn't a
she
demon
starts to
foal at all.
remember a
It's
couple
a darker,
of
more powerful creature called
things.
Tenebrae.
She
That creature
starts
made
to,
the
because
demon
when
foal
she
a
was in
mare
the
by going
cave, she
back
couldn't
in
really
time and
remember
killing
that much of
Rainbow's
where she
grandmother
came
5
from.
years earlier.
But now that she's
She
arrived in
did that
Ponyville,
so her
she's
demon
starting
foal
to
could be
actually
created
remember
when
stuff.
Tank was going to hibernate. Not only that,
Remembering
but the
stuff,
Tenebrae created the
like
demon
maybe
foals
perhaps
too.
how she
Now,
actually
because of
got
what has happened,
to the future,
Tenebrae is very powerful and has
because
engulfed
she's Rainbow
Rainbow
Dash's
Dash
grandmother
with
in
it.
a younger
We
form.
used the gems on Tank's neck to escape, but I don't know if we can get her back.
Rainbow Dash is what?
Did you say engulfed?
I just
sorry.
loved how Rarity
I didn't know
fainted
what
there,
else
that
to
was
do.
funny.
But what I do know is that Equestria is in danger. It's not safe.
How do we know that we
And
can
I also
trust her?
remember when
Because
Peacock
I've
was recording her
witnessed it
lines, we
myself.
were actually on a
Then why
Skype
didn't
call,
you help her?
and
Because she told me to go.
she was
I
recording
didn't
her
want to,
lines
but
whilst
she
I was
told me.
listening to them and hearing
We
her,
don't
like,
have
the
time to
bloopers
argue.
and stuff.
We
Some of the
have to
bloopers
get
I
every
accidentally
pony
created,
inside
so
safe.
my bad.
What's that? Pinky, that's a pony who has let a shadowy figure take over our friend. No, that!
Then the lightning just makes it even more intimidating. And then, as you
That
can
thing is
hear, the
Rainbow's
rest
demon
of the
fault?
civilians in
That's not her demon
Ponyville
fault.
flee to their
It's the
houses,
Tenebrae taking
just
over her
leaving the
body,
main
remember?
5, Blue Streak, Tank, and the CMC
So nice
out
to
to
see you
face
scared.
Tenebrae, trapped, who is in Rainbow's body,
What
as
I'm
you
about
could
to do
probably
is
tell.
So evil. I didn't even come up with it myself.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry
you
if
didn't
it's a
come
bit
up with
hard
it
to hear
yourself?
Tenebrae's lines.
Oh my. I guess your friend was more secretive
That's
than
my
I
kryptonite.
Rainbow Dash? Secretive? Oh, please. Don't you know how much Rainbow loves to talk about
Yep,
herself? A
she
little too
does.
often, if you ask
She
me.
does. She
Don't
has a
you
huge
please
ego.
remember how upset Rainbow
Although I
Dash
didn't
was
really
in saying goodbye to
explore on
Tank?
that much
There
in
was
this
something
audio
she
drama,
didn't
however.
tell you. She tried to stop winter from coming, and to make things even more real, she broke into the
Flashback to
Cloudsdale
season
Weather
5,
Factory
which
and
is still
planned
the
to
best
shut it
season
down.
so
But
far,
she
although
failed when a giant
season
snowball
7 is
came out
doing
of the
pretty
factory
well so far
instead, with her and
anyway.
Tank in it. But still,
But Thanks for
she
the
got as
Memories will
far as
always be
planning
my
to stop
favorite
winter.
audio episode
She
because
sang
it's
a
so
catchy
cute
song in it.
and
And it
emotional and
goes,
stuff like that.
"Oh
And I
yeah,
heard a door, but who
and oh
cares?
fly, and oh fly
And then this bit is supposed to be
through
creepy.
the
I guess I
ends
did
of
this
the
on Coral,
sky.
where it's
So
just
I'll
gradually
be
fading
the
out of
one who
Tenebrae's
doesn't
eye
have to say
or something.
goodbye. I'll clear the skies forever, so we won't be apart.
And luckily when I was singing it as Tenebrae, it didn't sound completely, you know, off-key to the background music. Actually worked.
No, you're wrong. Rainbow Dash would never try to stop winter. You're lying. That's right. You're just saying all of that stuff to turn against our friend, aren't you, darling?
I
know that
keep
Rainbow was upset
making the
about Pink
mistakes
hibernating,
when
but she would never truly
turning
go
against
that
our
far.
friend.
Well, you
I
can
mean
stop the
getting
charade
them
now and
to
tell us
turn
what you've done
against
with
Rainbow Dash.
She's right.
You knew about this? How?
And then it
Rainbow Dash
gets
told me
darker.
herself.
She
With the
told
clouds.
you too?
But how is that possible, darling? She was cooped up in her house for 23 days.
Not on the first day of winter, she wasn't. I
So
managed to
that's
catch her
a
just after I
flashback
was
to
helping her,
episode
Rarity.
2.
She told me
At
everything.
first,
How
this
she
was the
wanted so badly
only
to have Tank back with her.
knowledge
How she
of
tried to stop
Applejack
winter from
talking to
coming,
Rainbow
and
Dash,
how
but
she
then I
was the
decided
one to
later on
send
that
a
I
giant
should put it in
snowball
an
into
earlier
Ponyville
episode
accidentally.
anyway.
And
So
neither
that's
was
exactly
sure
what
she was
what I
going
did
to
with my
because
crudely
I
drawn
went through a
drawings
similar phase
back
when I was
in
younger.
February. That only
don't
took me 2
believe it.
weeks to do
Are you
art,
sure
but
you're
now
not lying, Applejack?
I
Of
spread
course
it
I
out
wouldn't.
so it
I'm the
actually
element of
looks better.
honesty. I'm terrible at lying.
I got told that
Oh,
story
you can
too.
talk, Applejack.
Sadly,
You've been
Tenebrae
keeping the
is telling
secret that
truth.
your parents are dead
Why
for
didn't
like
she
ages.
tell me then? I'm really close friends with her. I would have understood. Because
And
she
that
didn't
is
want
the
me to
hints
worry,
that I
Pinky.
ship
But
Pinky
she didn't
Dash.
confess to some pony, and the most appropriate in this case was Applejack. This never would have happened if you didn't tell Rainbow that Tank needed to hibernate.
And then there's
If
that.
I didn't tell her, somebody else would have. Oh, really? I heard that rabbits also hibernate, like the pictures in your book. So how come I
Fluttershy is
saw
busted,
Angel at the
'cause that
Heartbeat
is
party a few
actually
days ago?
What it said in the
What are you
hibernation
talking
book
about?
on
Angel
Thanks
is
for the
a bunny
Memories.
that
It did
hibernates,
have
like
a
all
couple
the
of
other
bunnies
animals that make
hibernating, and I
cars,
had to
just
try and
like
come
in
up
my
with a
book.
theory.
Are you calling me a hypocrite?
Because, like, what if you have domesticated
Angel,
pets
what are you
like
doing here?
Angel
You were
and
saying?
yeah, and
I'm sorry I lied
supplying
to all
with
of
food
you,
and
but
stuff?
the truth is, Angel doesn't hibernate. Why not? Don't bunnies hibernate? They do, when they're in the wild. But I've taken care of Angel ever
And then
since
we
he was
have
a baby
that
bunny.
one picture
In the
from
winter,
episode
I would
7.
always have plenty of food for him to eat, so he won't have to hibernate. The reason I told Rainbow that
And then
Tank
we've got
needed
a
to
snapshot from
hibernate was
Tanks
because
from
they
the
had only been
memories when I
together for
said,
9 months.
it's not a joke!
Found Tank after he emerged
And then
from
we have this
hibernation.
one clip
Because
from
it was their
episode
first
1
winter, Tank was used to hibernating.
with vectors. That
I'm
was
sorry for
lovely.
accusing you
Good thing I
before.
didn't share
That
my
was
clearly
wrong,
drawn
Lee.
art then.
That's okay.
I'm getting bored over here.
I like how
Can't I
I've
just get
added
on with my plan
thunder
already?
What are you
to,
planning to do?
well, lightning in this case,
What's happening?
to everything Tenebrae said.
floating.
And then this is on Coral, where I've just got these vectors and I'm moving them around to make it look like animation. So they disappear, they get floated up into the air and they disappear out of sight. That's what happens there. And then we go into the next half of the episode, which is the bit that I started working on until I could wait for the last bit of lines to come in.
Maybe with this pathetic
So this is what Tenebrae looks like when she has taken over Rainbow's body. It's crossed between a demon form, but then it also has similar colors to Rainbow, but just slightly darker.
Are you paying attention to
But
any of this?
100% creepy.
Where am I?
So what's happening here is that Tenebrae is projecting Rainbow Dash as like a hologram, so that's why Rainbow looks like that. No, she is not a ghost. I guess you kind of had that assumption, but no, she's a hologram in this
Sure, it would be
case.
nice to mold into clouds, but this is not funny. I will not let you get rid of winter. My friends will stop you.
Oh, really? You mean these friends?
And then yeah, Tenebrae has kidnapped them and put them in a dungeon, and Twilight is trying to find a way to get
Let my
out,
friends go.
but
They have
she
nothing
has
to
no
do with
idea.
this.
You are feisty, aren't you? You definitely
I really love
demonstrate your
Tenebrae's lines, they're just so
elegance of anger.
evil.
Sure, I'll let them go. On one condition. Let my plan succeed, and I will.
Your plan
And
to
then
destroy
this
Equestria
line
will never
was
work.
in the Arc 2
Don't you
trailer.
mean your plan? And it was you who almost succeeded,
So-
not caring who it would affect. All you cared about was your pathetic
I guess this is almost like
What
an
happened if you
analysis
couldn't
battle,
fly? Would he have
or a
still been
morality
worth it?
battle in
Any
this
of your
case.
other pets, like the falcon
Tenebrae
and the eagle,
is a
would have
very
done
interesting
much better
villain.
job
She
to
wants
match
to
your
use her
coolness.
wits to
And what's
try
even
and
better?
break her
They don't hibernate.
and
So you didn't have
get
to feel
through
the
her plan.
sadness you had last
And
month,
she's
and this
convincing
whole
that
problem
Rainbow
could have
Dash
been
that having
avoided altogether.
Tank as a
The
pet was a
tortoise?
very bad
Seriously?
idea, or
That's
something.
So lame. That doesn't even match up to the level of awesome you are.
Enough! You want to know why I chose him? Chosen because he was loyal
Can
to
you
me.
leave my
Chosen
room,
because
please?
he had
I'm
saved my
recording.
life. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't even
Sorry
be
about
here,
that.
and neither would you. Sure,
Someone
an
came
eagle
into my
or a
room and
falcon
gave me
might be
laundry.
cool or
So,
awesome,
anyway,
but
what
they
was I?
definitely aren't loyal.
So
They
then we
abandoned
have
me. They
this
were
bit
useless,
playing
and they didn't follow my rule. The pet who crosses the finish line with me gets
with
to
the
be my
piano
pet. All
version,
they cared about
my
was
arrangement
winning,
of I'll
just
Fly.
like how I used to be.
And
But Tank
then
taught me so many
we
new
have
things
a
when he
picture
was
from
my pet,
episode
that I
1,
can
if you
have
guys can
responsibilities and be
remember that
sensitive
far
sometimes.
back. It was back in
Sometimes.
January.
Anyway,
It
even
was
if
back
you
in
try
January
to
that I
persuade
drew
me
that,
having
actually.
Tank as a pet was a bad idea, then you are so wrong. He's not just my pet, he's also my best friend, and I was only trying to look out for him. And nothing you say can make me change my mind.
And so that was Rainbow's
I see
rebuttal.
your point, but there's no way that you're gonna get to me. You aren't useful enough for that, I'm afraid. Nice try, though.
I just had to adjust the volume.
Why are you using me for your plan?
There
I
is
thought I
that
had
plot
already
hole I
told
wanted
you.
to
I picked
try
a
and
random
address.
demon foal, which turned out to be yours, remember?
But there has to be more to it than that.
What do you mean by more to it? I gave you all the relevant information.
I don't think you have. The story you told me had so many plot holes. I mean, come on! Randomly choosing one?
And
If
this
there are
is
demon
the
foals made
day
from every pony in
when
Equestria
Rainbow
who is
sounds like
alive,
Twilight.
how come you didn't
She's
use a more
becoming
powerful
more and
being
more
like
of an
Miss
egghead
Celestia?
each day.
Why did it have
No
to be
offense,
me?
Rainbow.
I'm just a regular Pegasus from Ponyville with speed and awesomeness. And I don't have any magical powers like the princesses. I mean, I did, but we had to give up the elements of Harmony 6 months ago, so...
But you do have a magical power, though.
Tenebrae?
What do you want with me? To get
And
my
this bit was also in the Arc 2
revenge. You
trailer.
have the one thing that can defeat me.
What is that?
Your sonic rainbow.
Dun
Sonic
dun
rainbow?
dun!
Back about 1,000
So this
more
is
years ago,
Tenebrie's
back when
backstory.
Princess Celestia and Luna were fillies,
And
they
the OST
created
that's
a
playing
toy
right now
that was
is
made
titled
of clay.
Shadow
The
Doll.
princesses
And
gave
it was
magical
composed on
properties.
Sibelius,
They
but I
loved
also
this
had
toy.
some
They called
effects
it
with
Pony,
Audacity,
which was
like
Latin
pole
for darkness.
stretch,
The
and adding a
ponies
couple other
around the princesses
things.
didn't like
I
the
guess it was
toy
pretty
and
good
so
that I was
they
adding a
got evil
backstory
and
here
cursed.
with Philly,
The toy, of
Princess
course,
Celestia,
was
and
made to
Luna.
make the princesses happy.
And then yes, that's
But it
supposed to be
accidentally
Tenebrie
acquired the power of
changing
an
from a cute
electric
little
flame.
doll
The toy
into
didn't
like
want
a
it
full-grown
but
mare
couldn't
because
stop.
she was accidentally
Possibly
absorbing
presenting
grief.
a danger to Equestria, the princess banished the being, where she put her new abilities to good use, exporting the grief she had obtained into smoky figures called demon foals.
So yeah, there
She
was
then
that.
convinced the princesses that the demon foals could be of good use. So one day, Equestria went into
So,
war with
the
a mutant
Canems.
creature called Canes.
Very
The
interesting
leader, King
concept.
Sephiroth, wanted
I
Equestria
wanted
as
to
his
have
own.
some kind of
So when the toy
outcast sort
wanted
of
to send the demon
thing.
foals out to hell,
I was already
Equestria's
planning like an
forces,
equestrian war
they
for
turned their
land,
back on us
etc.
and joined the Canems.
But I wasn't quite
Celestia,
sure what the
with
creatures
no
were gonna
other
be, so I
alternative,
just kind of made
took the
stuff up.
library for a solution,
And I think
a
Canem
sonic
is supposed to
rainbow.
be something
It
of a
got
dog
rid of the
hybrid,
Canems and the
maybe.
demon foals, but also
Eh.
the toy. But she swore to seek revenge.
And
the
those are the
next pony to
Tenebrie's
perform such an
eyes.
impossible task
When she
and-
got banished
That pony was me, right?
out of
But I
Equestria,
performed the
her
sonic
eyes
rainbow
became
multiple
like
times.
that, you know,
How come
red
you
on the
weren't seeking
outside,
revenge then?
white in the middle, and
Because
black
I
on the
didn't know about
inside.
it until recently. I was plotting my revenge, of course, but I didn't simply want to get rid of you. I wanted to make you suffer. And unlike the last time, I was protected in the caves, so I only got stronger.
Maybe I can help you. Help you find your way again. Revenge is never the answer to anything.
I find that
When
very
we've
hard to believe. Your plan is
tried to have a redemption thing or reform a villain, it's not going to work in this case.
But are your friends loyal to you back? Are your friends really there for you?
And
Now what are you
instead
talking
of her
about?
being
Your
reformed,
friends
she
haven't
plans
always
to
been there
attack
for you.
Rainbow even
Remember
more.
the time when they all pretended to be the mysterious Mare-de-Well?
That was a long way back. And my friends have always been there for me. They comforted me when I was crying about
I
tears.
just felt
They
very
cried with
sorry
me.
for Rainbow Dash in that one
No, they
episode.
weren't. Why do you lie to yourself? Fluttershy only said those things to make you cry and let it all out. She was cruel to you. As for Rarity and Pinkie Pie, they were only crying because Fluttershy was. They even said so themselves.
Actually,
I
yeah,
think
in
they
the
only
episode
realized
they
the mistake
do
you
say
had to
that
go
Rarity's
with
like,
me.
I can't
Then
bear
they
to see
realized the meaning
Fluttershy
of the
cry,
saying,
and then
"You
Pinkie
don't know
Pie's
what
like,
you have
it's
until
just
gone."
heart-wrenching.
Kind of like you with your pathetic tortoise.
You're wrong. You're only saying that stuff to turn against my friends. I've always
Again,
looked
with
out
the
for them,
turn
and
against
they've
it,
always
it
looked
was
out for
supposed
me.
to be like,
Fluttershy only said those things to help.
to have me turn against my friends or something,
Don't
but
hurt
that
them
isn't
because of
going to
me.
happen.
Oh, I'll try not to, but I have to do something.
They're going to interfere with my plan if I
don't.
don't.
And there's nothing you can do to stop me. You can just enjoy the show.
And then we have the next bit. Twilight tries to teleport out, but it doesn't work.
What happened, Twilight?
I don't know. I think this gate is enchanted. Somehow I can't escape with my magic.
Oh, this is the special
And
gate
then
that not even Alicorn magic.
Tenebrie
It's
teleports
only
in front of
temporary.
them.
I don't
Sorry,
want
I'm
you
not
to
really
interfere
having that
with
much
my
to say
plan,
right
is
now.
all.
Why did you lock us up? Everything is so filthy in here.
Oh, poor Rarity. I feel so sorry for you. Too bad you didn't feel sorry for Rainbow in return. All you cared about was Fluttershy, the one who broke Rainbow in the first place.
How dare you cretin! When I got my
I
hooves on
was a
you,
bit
I-
unsure about how that word was pronounced,
Tenebrae
but
Blue Force
cretin
is not gonna
actually
get us out of here.
sounded better to me than cretin. I can't imagine Rarity saying cretin, that would just not sound right. So
Sick jerk! What are
Tenebrie
you
uses
doing to
her
my
magic
friends?
to kind of
You'll be able
send
to get a
her
front
friends
row
to
seat
sleep.
for what your
And
plan
this
could
is
be the
inside
cause you
the
want.
mind.
What?
And like that, Tenebrie is just Tenebrie, she isn't like posing as Rainbow Dash,
Hello,
etc.
fellow ponies. Let Rainbow Dash go! It's no use trying to escape. Besides, you don't want to miss out on the fun.
And then
excitement
this
that I'm about to
bit
show
was
you.
pretty
First
intense.
you kidnap us and throw us in a
This
filthy
particular
dungeon.
scene.
Then you tie us up. You don't have very good manners.
Oh, boo-hoo, does it look
I
like
can
a
see what they mean when Tenebrae seems like a Mary Sue. Well, she is going quite well with her plan right now.
A changeling?
And yes, this was before the changelings were reformed, because the original story was created before season 6 had aired.
How did you know that?
I think I mentioned that before, but just
We did overhear
repeating
you when
myself.
you were trying to escape.
Okay, fine, but still, I was rejected. You have to understand that it wasn't very fun being in the position I was in. I had great powers, but no pony acknowledged them.
But not only did you capture our friend,
And then this
you
bit
also
was in
went
the
back
episode
time
9
and killed
trailer.
Her grandmother? You are more evil than a changeling to do much damage to some pony's life. Everything is so
And then
diabolical.
Rarity and Twilight and Applejack are arguing over each other.
Sweet Celestia, you ponies are so annoying. I don't even know why that pathetic Pegasus is your
So,
friend
as you could
anyway.
probably tell,
After
the
everything she's
reverse
done to
reverb
me.
effect is not on Tenebrae's
She's hurt you in
voice.
so many
I guess
ways, you
because
won't
she
believe.
kind of
And you
loses
won't
it,
back. Is this what
and so
friendship
she
is?
alters her
Is
voice a
friendship
little to
really
sound more
magic?
normal.
You're lying. She hasn't hurt us. Not in a cruel, mean way. But you definitely have. No friend of ours would keep us locked up like this, tied to chairs that are giving me splinters right now.
So, Pinkie Pie tries to use cartoon logic to escape, but it doesn't work. And then that bit was on
Why are all of these
animated on
locations
Coral,
burning in
like
flames?
layering effects.
Allow me to explain. If
So
Rainbow
they're
Dash's
all
plan
staring
succeeded,
at
the weather
screens that
would
have
be
different
consistent.
locations of
Without the
Equestria that they
spell
care
called
about
weather,
burning in
it would be much
flames.
hotter weather,
And I
causing the
guess
snow to
this
melt.
is kind of
Rainbow would
inspired by
also have
Discord. It
cleared
was
all
just
the
something
clouds and
to get
destroyed
them
the
to
weather factory,
be
making it
corrupted or
not rain
something.
snow ever again. Because of the lack of water, fire would spread. Seeing what would happen in these locations, Applejack, the fire would spread
And
to
then
your
we've got
orchard and all the
Applejack's
trees
farm
would
in
die.
flames.
Same with the apple trees in Appaloosa. How could you? All the ponies are gonna starve. And no apple means no cider either. Rainbow Dash loves cider.
No cider!
I guess I really don't have that
Fire
much
would
to
spread
say
the
here,
boutique in the flats of Manhattan.
because I
I'm afraid
don't know
that
what
your
to say here.
wants to be burned to ashes.
Tank suit is in there. I haven't even finished
Oh
it
yeah,
yet.
there was Tank's suit.
Not
That
the
was
suit.
briefly
I promised
mentioned
that you would finish it
in
by the next
Tanks for the
Cinderella.
Memories,
Tenebrae, you have to
when
stop this.
Rarity is like,
Pinkie Pie,
And
you
I'll
precious
prepare a
little
suit just for
sugar
the occasion,
farm
whichever
will be
one it
nothing
ends
but
up being.
crisps,
something like
and
that. I
all
wanted to
the
broaden
rocks
that
on the
a little
rock
bit.
farm will be completely destroyed.
But that's not possible. I learned that rocks can't be destroyed by fire.
Oh, but they can now. Because the fire has gotten so strong, it can destroy even the toughest of boulders.
Even I don't think that's possible, Tenebrae, but who cares?
All of their hard work.
But doesn't matter. You wanted so desperately to run away from them because they
And
would
then
treat
this is
you
a
the way
callback
you
to
didn't
episode
want
4
to be treated.
of
How
THS.
did you know that?
I overheard your conversation with Applejack a while back. As an all-powerful being, I am everywhere.
There is
That
that.
doesn't matter. I love
Because
my family.
episode
Then why'd you
4
wanna run
took
away?
place at the
In
same
my
time
opinion,
almost
they
as
have
episode
those
5.
freedom.
So
Dash would never
it
do
would have been
something like
possible that
this.
Tenebrae had escaped the watch by then,
never do
and
such
she
a thing.
would have been observing.
Twilight, you see Camelot is already in flames, and so is your precious castle. The fire is powerful enough to
And these
destroy
close-up
your strong
shots with the
creatures.
eyes were first
Span many
created
centuries of
for
life
the
and
Arc
Equestria.
2 trailer,
I can't believe any pony would want to destroy
like
them,
towards
even
the
by
end
accident.
of the trailer.
Don't listen to her. It's not really me doing all these things.
And Fluttershy, yours is a little different. Sure, the consequence of your house is the same, but not Cloudsdale. It is not fire that destroyed it, it was something else.
What is it?
Rainbow Dash tried to destroy the source of the weather making, which was the last thing that could create winter, but she accidentally destroyed all of Cloudsdale in the process. But she was still satisfied with how things turned out in the end.
How could she be?
I
She
really
destroyed
loved
the
how
one
I
place we grew up.
drew that
Did that really
Fluttershy
make her
face.
happy?
It's just so
Of
cute.
course it did, because she didn't care at the time.
That's not fair. Tenebrae, you
And then
have
we
to
have
stop this.
reused images. Of course, that doesn't really matter if it's an audio drama. Who cares? Because I was doing all of the art anyway.
Ponies you would harm.
You had forgotten what it really mattered.
This is not what Rainbow Dash would do.
Then we have 4 ponies talking over themselves, and I was just improvising with that.
I'm sorry.
Excuse
And then in the background we have a callback to the instrumental of I Will Not Say Another Word, which is the original song that first played in episode 2. That's a while back.
I was the one that told her that her winter was going to be petless. I said all of those things, and she came up with this whole
But it
idea
sounds a bit
because
more
of you,
dramatic in
for
this
your
case.
rules. Because of me, my best friend has turned into a monster. Fluttershy.
You can't have the hot show without at least one pony
Of course
tearing
you would
up
say
or
those
crying.
things to defend your friend, no less.
It's the truth.
Of course you
And
would
then
lie.
we have
None of you would say how
original
you
song
really
time.
feel, how it was all Rainbow's idea.
And we have the villain song, which just about time too.
No.
Villain songs are always cool.
Serious?
Look around you, isn't it swell? Everything is burning.
So yeah, the melody for this song derived from, I guess, the OST called The Watch, which was a song, an OST that played back in episode 3, if anyone can remember that far back. Like, every time the watch was seen or mentioned, then that melody would play. So it would be more than appropriate that this theme would be the melody for the villain song in this case. And then Rainbow Dash breaks free from the ropes. And this is still inside the mind, so there's some things that she can see through, mainly because I guess they're the eyes. Those fiery orbs. Fiery orbs.
What's going on?
And then she runs up to, I guess, the screen or the eyeballs or something, I don't know, and just witnesses what's going on. And then, yeah, reused images again, but who cares? Because it's an audio drama and who cares? It took me about 1 day to do the art for this song. One thing you shouldn't trust, Tenebrae. That is the opposite thing you should be doing in this situation. But of course, they listened to her anyway.
If we touch them, you'll keep your word? Absolutely. No.
And then this little animation were just a couple of frames that I sped up in Movie Maker. And then they touch the orbs, and I guess bad stuff happens to them now. And then the echoing voice in the background of Tenebrae is the melody from, I guess, Demon Caves, like that creepy melody that plays in the Demon Caves, etc. from episode 7. And yeah, this animation was also done on Coral with Rainbow Dash zooming up and then something zooming out behind her.
What did you do to them?
Oh, you'll see.
And then I guess this scene is the most heartbreaking of the episode.
She destroyed my home and all of the animals. Every pony will starve. I hate Rainbow Dash.
And it's really creepy because they don't have any reflections in their
She
eyeballs.
destroyed all of my clothes in the town of Fashion. I will have my revenge.
Rarity too?
She destroyed my home and my family.
I remember I first drew these like back in January because I was really excited to get up to episode 9, and then when I got up to episode 9 I was thinking, oh god, these look so cringeworthy. I'm glad that I'm up to episode 9 with my improved drawing skills.
Together. She will not get away with this.
Fluttershy! No.
And yeah, this is where it gets really emotional. And I really love voicing emotional scenes, especially with Rainbow Dash. Funny to say, it was actually quite fun to do,
I hope you're happy.
strange as it is. And then I was just altering between Tenebrae and Rainbow Dash simultaneously.
Not happy because of everything that has happened. You expect me to be happy after everything that you have done? All I wanted
And
was to spend time with
as you
Jake
can
at winter.
probably tell,
Never
with
wanted to
emotional
lose my
scenes
friends.
like this, I'm
Never
not
wanted
usually
the
one to
day
cry
for
for
my
real,
mistakes.
so this is obviously fake. But I
Well,
guess I'm
that's
just
what
really
happens
good
when
at
you
doing
have
it
a
if
plan.
it's for
There will always
characters.
be consequences
I'm
if
not
it
that
goes
great at
wrong,
doing it if
which
it's
I
my own
demonstrated.
voice.
You wanted to get rid of Winter, and now all of Equestria is destroyed and your friends hate you forever. I see that as a fair consequence. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna take over Equestria now, and there's nothing that you can do to stop me.
And then we have that melody again from the watch in the piano, and then she shuts the door. And then we have the last little bit of the episode.
I'm sorry.
I just went all out with this line.
It's all my fault. What have I done?
And then that little animation was supposed to be a teardrop. To be continued one last time. And so this OST is still part of like the instrumental to the villain song Fiery Orbs, but it's / corruption, so I guess this OST could also be considered as corruption. So I was the only artist this time. There wasn't any other artist kind of working on this, but that was fine because I really enjoyed doing art for this, especially for the second half of the episode, because I found a lot of appropriate music to listen to, like Yuki Kajira, and if you don't know who that is, then you should look her up. Her music is amazing, and I guess she did the music for one of my favorite animes, Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica, which I guess I was inspired by that to create THS as well. As you could probably tell, it kind of changes through genres a couple of times in the series if you watched it from the start. And then of course there's one little bit at the end of the episode which catches people off guard. I have all the thumbnails from all the episodes I've done, starting from episode 1, which was very simple, to episode 9, which was not that simple. I just thought I'd kind of do something because it was kind of special for the second last or penultimate episode of THS. So that's exactly what I did. So, yeah, I guess that was my commentary for THS episode 9 Destruction. As you probably could tell from one of my uploads, Peacock's Technical Difficulties, which was a parody song, Peacock tried to record her reaction for it, but it accidentally deleted itself, and I just think that's a bit sad, but it kind of whatever. So let's see what's going to be coming up. I'll be putting up a couple of other uploads in a couple of days, so keep your eyes peeled for that. October is going to be a big month, mainly because that's when my birthday is, that's when the movie will come out in America, that's when Halloween is, and like episode in season 7 episodes I'm looking forward to watching as well. Yeah, I really won't mention anything more than that. So yeah, bye! This is MuseScript signing out.